Malala Yousafzai is an incredible girl who stood up for education, was shot down by the Taliban in the head, and kept on standing up. Today I'm going to talk about Malala Yousafzai's achievements. Malala was born on the 12th of July in 1997 in Meghalaya, Pakistan. Her mother, Torpakai Yousafzai, wasn't surprised when her birthday wasn't celebrated.
Only the mother suffers, but the daughter, the newly born daughter, when she grows old, she suffers too. At the age of 5, while she should be going to school, she stays at home and her brothers are admitted in a school.
Torpakai later gave birth to 2 boys, whose birthdays were celebrated. Malala's father, Ziauddin Yousafzai, is a diplomat and school owner, and like his daughter, an education activist. Malala was into what her father's friends talked about, such as politics, but more specifically when they talked about women's rights, about the Taliban, and got into politics because of those conversations. Her family tree went back for 300 years, but there is no women written down. One day her father wrote Malala's name in the family tree, the first woman included in it.
But when she enters her teens, when she becomes 13 years old, she is forbidden to go out of her home without a male escort. She is confined under the 4 walls of her home. She is no more a free individual. She becomes the so-called honor of her father and of her brothers and of her family. I used to appreciate the intelligence and the brilliance of my daughter. I encouraged her to sit with me when my friends used to come. I encouraged her to go with me to different meetings. And all these good values I tried to inculcate in her personality. And this was not only Malala. I imparted all these good values to my school, girl students and boy students as well. I used education for emancipation. I taught my girl students to unlearn the lesson of obedience.
Malala was a young girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban, a Muslim terrorist group that claims they act in the name of their Bible. When they started burning down the girls' schools, Malala was very upset. Her father, Ziauddin Yousafzai, was offered an interview, but he gave it to Malala instead. Afterwards, she wrote a book called Diary of a Pakistani Muslim Girl, under the fake name of Gul Makai, to avoid being targeted by the Taliban. She spoke out even more to public groups. She spoke out about women's rights in a very dangerous climate. On October 9th, 2012, a gunman shot Malala when she was traveling home from school on a bus. She miraculously recovered and kept speaking out about the importance of education for girls. She is still taking a stand. Today, she wants to be a politician when she graduates college.
In those countries, young ladies like herself, or a young lady like me, if I was there, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be educated. And to me, education is very, very important because your mind expands and you're able to understand very different things, and you're able to educate yourself. Nobody can take your education from you.
So when I first heard about Malala, I thought it was when she got shot. I thought it was horrible hearing the backstory. I hadn't heard of her before that. Of course, I felt terrible for what she had to go through to get education, and then having been shot by the Taliban as a result, I thought was just deplorable. But I think I first got inspired by her after that, when she continued to advocate for education, and she didn't let it slow her down. In fact, she seemed to dig in her heels and be more interested in spreading the word than ever.
Malala Yousafzai is an incredible girl. She inspires many girls to overcome many obstacles and setbacks that may get in the way of their education. And not just girls. On April 3rd, 2014, the U.S. Committee on Foreign Affairs of the House of Representatives had a hearing on women's education, promoting development, countering radicalism, and passed the Malala Yousafzai Scholarship Act, requiring that half of all educational aid to Pakistan be directed towards girls and women. In 2014, Malala won the Nobel Peace Prize and spent half of her prize money, which is $50,000, on helping girls achieve an education. She started a fund so others could have the opportunity to give young women the chance to achieve an education. The fund is called the Malala Fund and is easily accessible at www.malala.org.
I want to continue this campaign for education through the Malala Fund because we have set up Malala Fund to help every girl, not only girls but every child to go to school. And we have already started our first project in Swat through which we are educating 40 girls. And these girls were suffering from domestic child labor and now they're going to school, so it's like a kind of happiness for me.
Everyone who successfully takes a stand needs support to do so. In my opinion, Malala's biggest supporter was her father.